Hello everyone, SirMonkeySuit Zabi here, back again with Hunter Hunter. We're on episode 85, and in the last episode, we had a very, very jarring scene with Pockle and the new royal guard who has been born. I believe she's the only one that's been born right now. The other two are still sort of in incubation, the incubation stage. Called Neferpito, who was using sort of antennae. To get information about Nen directly from Pockle's brain. That was a tough scene, that one, and I believe that's pretty much it for Pockle. I think he's fucked at this stage. I mean, even if Gon, Killua, and Kite were able to get there in time, I don't even know if he'll be. I feel like his brain might be mush at this point. So yeah, that kind of sucks. But speaking of Gon, Killua, and Kite, they are nearing the actual hive itself, I believe, right? So they could be there any moment. I mean, the thing is that all the Chimera ants now, they are going to be spreading around this information about like how they can, basically focus their Nen and allow their sort of auras to be forced out, or their pores, I should say. So that they could all start using Nen, which is just going to make them a hell of a lot tougher, which is great. I mean, that's just fantastic, isn't it? But we also have the Punitive Force that's still yet to make a show, which I believe Chairman Netero's his name should be popping up with that force, which would be cool, because I would like to see him in an actual fight. So yeah, but I don't think there's anything else to really talk about, so we're just going to get in episode 85 and see what we get. So without further ado, let's go. No fucking way! Oh, come on! There's... There may not be. There may not be. I don't believe it. No way. It can't be, because when he got 3 before on the thing, nothing happened, right? I need to go back and have a look just to make sure, because he picked up 3 and nothing happened, right? Is there something that could possibly... Because it doesn't have to be a weapon, right? 3, right? So he says 3. And then nothing comes out. Because normally after everything he would say like bad luck, something like that. But we never got anything. I hope so. I mean, I'm just like sort of spouting out like the only reason why I think he would still be alive, because I really, really want him to be alive. There's no fucking way, man. There's no way. But I was just thinking, like, after they clearly weren't showing the fight between Kite and Nefer, that I was thinking that they were given like the death flag thing of, well, it wasn't really a very like, it wasn't like an upfront in your face kind of death flag, but it was, you know, when you had Kite decide to stop for a moment to give Jean's hunter license to Gon, as sort of, you know, that's like the, you know, because now he has it. You know, it's not like, you know, he wouldn't have found it if otherwise. So the only way he would have got it is by this happening, meaning that, you know, and basically Kite saying that I'm not going to train you basically means, like, it's basically at that point you kind of got over, like, there was nothing for Kite to really be there for Gon and Killua for, really. I hope he's not fucking. I hope he's not dead. I really hope he's not. I have to think that it would have to be, because why else would it not show what 3 was if it wasn't that? You know what I mean? The fact that they clearly haven't said it, and I don't think. I feel like the only way we would even figure it out, how the fight went, would be, like, for hypothetical sake, if Kite really is dead, then it would be when we eventually get back to, like, maybe like Gon and Killua see Neferpitou again, and she explains what happened, and then you get the flashback through that. But I just feel like for story's sake, and I guess I'm being meta here, that I would feel like it would be pointless even having a flashback to something where it was clear that, like, if Kite actually was to lose, I just feel like a flashback would be pointless, and therefore it wouldn't make sense to just end Kite's thing with 3. You know what I mean? What was that? I'm sure 3 isn't something that's been brought out before, right? I don't think it is. I don't think it was. And if it is, then, well, shit. I mean, I guess I could go back and see, but there's no way really for me to go and check without going back through all of the episodes. I feel like he's only used it 3 times, maybe 4, right? Yeah, I just feel for story's sake, it would make sense for that actually not to be Kite. I just feel like that's an odd. I mean, I guess, well, Nen's weird anyway, and they never really stated that the slots thing was a weapon only thing. I'm just trying to think, like, how it would work, like what it creates a duplicate, like a clone of himself. But then how would he get away? You know? I don't know. I just hope he's not fucking dead, for Christ's sake. And that's another thing as well, like, talking about the death flags things before, where, like, you know, he basically laid everything out so there was nothing for there was no real reason why Kite would have to be there story-wise for Gon and Killua. So they were removing every reason to make you think that Kite was actually dead. Another one was he had that whole, like, Hunter speech where he was talking about, like, hunters must hunt, and that's, like, their, you know, that's one of their, like, the first, like, whole commandment for it. And then I was thinking, like, they're very similar actually to the NPL citizens then, or the NGL. I put NPL for some reason. NGL, right? Because they were basically saying, like, well, it's just survival of the fittest kind of thing. So they kind of live by the same rules. Well, I wouldn't even call it rules, but, like, the same sort of. They live, like, the same life and ideology that the hunters do. Real hunters, anyway. Yeah, I don't think he's dead. I don't think he's dead. That did fucking shock me, though. Yeah. Right, anyway. So Kite can use N, obviously, at 45 meters. We already knew that, in like a 45 meter radius. And Killua was basically saying that Masters are actually at around 50 meter radius. But the fact that Kite was keeping it up all night meant that he was probably beyond that, which, I mean, to be beyond a Nen Master, like, what could that possibly even be? So I guess there is no real limit then to how good your Nen, like, your use of Nen can be. I guess he can just keep training and keep on going, and there doesn't seem to be a limit. Because if you can get past master status, because master status tends to be like that's, that's like peak. But yeah, that's to be beyond that. There's clearly like not a lot of people out there that can that would be able to do the same. God, fucking hell, it's on, man. She jumped. I mean, she couldn't even fly, right? She jumped that far. And to be able to, like, pinpoint that whole thing, like, she either jumped so fast that her velocity was so fucking quick that she never dropped. Because similar to, like, a bullet, if you fire a bullet long enough, like, the further it goes, eventually you'll get bullet drop, right? She must have fucking... It could have been either one, really. She could have been either so fast that she never dropped, or she calculated that to hit that. But she would have had to have gone. She would have had to have held like that kind of velocity anyway, because she had to fucking manage to cut off Kite's arm the whole way through. That's the thing. Like, what did she use? Was it like? I didn't see her like actually using anything, unless she was like, it should just, I don't know, transform like one of her fucking. I guess if she can use sort of Nen automatically, that she would like something similar to Goen's scissor attack. Could have been something like that, but jeez. Gon went fucking crazy, which the first time we've really seen him like lose it. I don't think we've seen him lose it before, have we? Nah, I don't think so. Is that the first time we've seen like Gon like witness somebody else? Like somebody he cares about, like be injured to such a degree. Because I mean, I know it's happened to himself where he, with the bomber, and he had his friggin' arm blown off, like his left hand or whatever. But it's different when it's himself versus somebody else. Like it's when it's somebody, because he necessarily doesn't really care what happens to himself, because he always has this sort of thing of like, well, he'll overcome it anyway. But when it's happening to somebody else, like he just went fucking crazy. I've never seen him go to that degree yet. It would have been great to see like what he's capable of when he just loses it. But yeah, I mean, if we're talking like realistically, yeah, Killua did the right thing. I go, he never fucking hesitated either. But like you were saying later on in the episode, that like in that aura, he felt like she's the strongest. She's like, he never really pointed out. He never really truly said that like she was the strongest he's ever been around. But he did insinuate it. But he was insinuating that all due to the aura, though. Like I was saying during the reaction, that I think it's the intent of the aura, which is the reason why it's like it feels so strong. It's just the evil intent behind the aura there, right? And that doesn't necessarily transfer into like battle prowess, you know what I mean? Like how strong she really is. Now clearly she is very fucking strong, that much is granted. But when Killua's sitting by the tree and he's saying like, I don't even see how any of you guys are overcomer. But I think it's the whole thing is just Killua reached a stage that he hasn't really been at before in the show. I mean, I'm probably wrong in saying that. I think well, not really wrong. I think it was just it was fairly similar to what happened in the Hunter exam with Illumi. When Illumi was just because Killua's always like he's had this thing with that sort of aura that sort of just tells him like no, like this isn't happening. Like Killua is very aware of what is like what he can handle and what he can't, and he always has had that. Whereas Gon's like the opposite, and he will like regardless of strength or anything like that. Gon's like, oh no, go on, I'll give it a try. So they I mean they always complement each other well. And I believe that's probably what the title of the episode's actually talking about. It's probably like Gon being light and then Killua's darkness. One sort of needs the other kind of thing. So yeah. But anyway, yeah. So the punitive, I'm guessing that's the punitive force, considering it was Netero that was on the phone to that one guy and talking about it a few episodes back. So that consists of literally just three people. So it's Netero, Moral, and Nov, right? They literally sent three people, knowing that like they couldn't send people that were not good enough, because then it would just it would only help the Chimera ants, because then it would just feed on those and then it would get even stronger. But then then they do this thing where there's like, well, if you do want to come join us, then you have to beat these assassins first. I mean, so that would mean to say that surely that I don't know. I find it odd that Netero would be like, okay, well, you two can join us if you beat these assassins. So does that mean to say that there is nobody that is stronger than Gon and Killua? Like there's no pro hunters out there that they could have got a hold of. If they're only sending three that were clearly strong, but they're allowing Gon and Killua to come back, like. I mean, let's be honest, right? I really don't think Gon or Killua is going to die regardless, right? So for story's sake, I'm just thinking for like in their shoes, it's just a bit odd that they would allow them to come back, even though they're not on the level of a lot of, Oh god, I really hope Netero fights this next episode, because obviously I'm recording bulks of 2. I watch 2 episodes like every sitting, so I hope I don't have to wait until, I swear to god, if the next episode ends and it's about to kick off, I'm gonna be so annoyed. Yeah. Don't think I have anything else to really talk about. I'm just like sort of in a state of shock again. Like I feel like that's almost every episode now. I'm fucking god. Before this arc, like, you know what I mean? Like we weren't a good place, man. We were just, playing real life fucking RPGs, having fun, you know what I mean, doing tournament stuff. And now we're just in death mode, like just death everywhere. It's fucking shocking as fuck. But yeah, I don't believe Kite's dead. I'm gonna remain that he is fucking he's alive, because I don't see there being another reason why they would stop by saying, all right, well, what's he got 3, which is something I'm pretty sure he hasn't used yet. And the fact that we don't know what it is just leads me to believe that it has to be. It has to be like a dummy or a clone that it made of him somehow. I don't know how it would work, but Nen's fucking weird, so there has to be some way. Anyway, that's all I've got. So thank you everyone for watching. In the description below, I have links to certain things. One of them is the Discord, so you can get yourself over there. And I also have a Patreon page as well, so if you do want to support me on Patreon, that'd be very much appreciated. There is a bunch of different tiers and rewards there that you can go look at. There is obviously the $5 a month for early access. That gives you access to shows a week early, and you get 4 episodes of Hunter x Hunter every week. That is 2 on Monday and 2 on Friday. The general public only gets 2 episodes a week, and that's obviously 2 on Monday. So by the time this episode comes out on YouTube for the general public, you'll be able to go over there, become an early access tier patron, and have access to like the rest of the reactions to this show. So if you can binge watch the whole thing within 1 month, it'll only cost you $5 for all of those reactions. So it's a pretty good deal. There's also full length there for $10 a month. That doesn't really matter for this show because this show is full length regardless. But for other shows, you will need that. And then there are other tiers where you can have you can pay to have like a certain show reacted to. So if you want me to react to a show, then you can go have a look at those and see what is there. But that is all I've got. So thank you for watching. I'll see you all next time. Bye bye.